Hi, my name is Dongesit. I'm from Nigeria. I was born and brought up in Lagos, originally from Akwa Ibom State in Nigeria. I am into procurement and exportation.
Hello, my name is Adonis. I am from Angola and my native city is Lubango. I am a singer, I'm a student, and I like to do sports too. I play volleyball, I play football, I play also other sports, but yes. And then I play guitar also, and after I'll show you how I play guitar.
I would say it's more like a reward for your actions. I mean, Newton's third law says for every reaction, there's an opposite and equal action. So, as a result of your actions, brings forth consequences.
Consciousness is a state of mind, so we have, for us humans, sapiens is the way that we feel things, so we can call that it's a conscious, for the animals.
To me, life is the existence of anything, be it human or animal. The existence of something is life.
Life is energy, looking for energy. So if we have energy, we wake up every day, so every day, the meaning of life is look for more energy. That's what's life in my point of view. There's my point of view. There's energy looking for energy about life, on my point of view. And then we have a place in Angola. It's nearby my hometown city. The name is Bibala. Bibala is located in the province of Namib. My province is Willa. Bibala is located in the province of Namib. So we have thermal. The name that we call is thermal waters. Thermal waters, they're very healed. I went there, I swam on thermal waters. The water is very hot, natural water. It's very hot and it's very good to be there. So we have the story of the heroes there back in the days, heroes and elephants. Elephants went there and got healed by the water, and heroes too, when they go there. You have this mystical thing, it's very good.
Death simply, in my own understanding, is the end of life in anything, be it animal or a person. As long as the life is ended, death steps in.
Death is the end of a being. We have everything in life has a beginning and everything ends. So death is the end of everything. The desert of Namib is the oldest desert in the world, and I've been there too. I think it was a sea, maybe some millions of years ago it was a sea there, but now there's a desert. But there we have a really good fauna. We have plants. There's a plant there, a really good, really interesting plant. The name of that plant is Welwitschia mirabilis. It's a very beautiful plant, desert plant. And we have also animals that are living in the desert, like insects and other type, and really good type of rocks, really beautiful rocks. So it's very good to be there, and it's a very beautiful desert, I promise. And there's a sea also nearby, and it's very great.
Infinity is anything that is endless. It's limitless, it's boundless. That's basically what infinity means to me. From the knowledge I have about Eri Jesha is that the water actually has no source and it doesn't end. Basically, it comes from a rock, and I hear it tastes way better than regular drinking water. It tastes good. and it's pure to drink, basically. But my knowledge about it is that it has no source, where no one knows where it's originated from, and it doesn't end. It just keeps flowing from the rock.
Infinity. It's an endless space, or how can I put in the right words? Infinity is something that never ends. How can I explain? The mountain of Serra da Leba is located between Namib and Lubango. That mountain, it's what separates Namib and Huila. So it was built maybe 70 years ago, when it was Portugal by then. Yes, we built Serra da Leba to connect Huila to Lubango, and it's very beautiful. It's a very artistical building, and it's a very good art of hands of a man. It's very beautiful. Also the mountains are very beautiful, and then we have we have rivers there. We have good fruits during that part. We have like bananas, for example, a lot and it's very fresh. When you go there, from there is 2,000 meters above the sea. It's very high. Yes, and it's very beautiful too. Endless means something that will never finish. Never. You can go light years, you can go 1 million years, you can go 2 million years, or any infinite numbers. So it's endless. It doesn't finish.
Time is an ongoing and continuous sequence. It's basically a continuous sequence of anything you're doing. So the minute it ends, it means the time for that something it's ended. But as long as it's continuous, it's that is time for me.
Time, man, on a good perspective, how can I say? Men created time. Man created this word time to set the histories, events in some place for the people knows when the thing happened. But in the real meaning, the bodies in universe, they move, and then during the process of the movement of the bodies, so there is time in it. So that's what time it is for me. It's just the movement of the bodies, and we set time to say when it will be tomorrow, when it was yesterday. That's time. It was a big amount of water there. Yes, a big amount of water there, and also we have too many nature wonders there. I'm not sure if it was a sea or river, but from the shapes of the rock, yes, I think it was something with water going on. There's something in geology we called erosion. So what happened there is basically erosion. So that's why we have, during the time, the winds take the sand stand on the rocks, and on the downer level it's super dry and hot, and it will not be sustainable life there. So that's why it has these scales that's why we have the red soil on the top of it, and we go down, it gets drier. So nothing.
Different people have different purposes and their reason for their existence. And existence is basically your purpose. For my understanding of existence is the purpose in which you are living, and that originates from your upbringing, your values, your evaluations, and most times your experiences in life gives birth to how you see your reason for existence.
We exist to live. That's everything I can say. We only exist to live, because life is a miracle. We don't know where we came from. We don't know where we're going to. It's a miracle. It's a mystery. Why we live? We just live to live. Bundo Andongo. It's located in Wambo. There's a province. It's 600 kilometers from my hometown, and it's a very high place too. I think it's 2,500 meters above the sea. And about these rocks, they are very about the mountains. That there are mountains with special rocks, and the shapes of these things is just the nature. It's just the nature art. It's just that. It's just beautiful. It's just, I cannot explain how it really happened or how the rocks are like that, but it's very interesting to see. It's very beautiful. It's amazing.
The universe, that's ambiguous. It's basically the bedrock of our existence on Earth. I mean, without the universe, Earth would not exist. Earth is just part of elements existing in the universe. So it's the bedrock of our existence, basically.
The universe is a place where we can encounter galaxies, we can encounter stars, we can encounter comets, all the beings, everything, all the bodies is universe. Everything is in the universe. The universe is where we live. We live in the universe. It's our home, we can say. Yes, it's part of this, our home.
Information is the fact provided or learned by something or someone. Information is basically the provision of, is the fact provided for the existence of something.
The expressions of our minds to another person, to take some tell or some knowledge about something to another person. When we use our mouth to articulate words, we use this information for the next person, so that the next person can listen and get the information. We had the first president of Angola. His name was Agostinho Neto. He was a poem writer. He wrote very excellent poems. We have also, who else can I name it? We have a lot of writers, but they're not coming in my mind right now. But we have a lot of good minds. We had a lot of good book writers. Yes, we have a lot of information there.
For everything, there's a beginning and an ending. Even in life, there's a start, there's an end. So for every single human being, there's a start of your life and there's a point where it ends. So I already know that in my head, and I don't see a reason why I should be afraid of death. It's inevitable. It will definitely come one way or the other. But basically, we pray to live a fulfilled and purpose-filled life, touch as much people as we can touch positively while we live, such that when we exit, it will be there will be impacts left on earth that we existed. Aside that, I'm not afraid of death.
No, I'm not afraid of death, because once you live, sooner or later you'll die. So why should be afraid of death? You cannot be afraid of death. It's life. It's a part of life. Death is something that it's in life. It's a part of life. Everybody will go sooner or later. Everybody will go one day. When I was 10, I think 9 or 10 years old, I got very sick, super sick. I had internal allergy. So from outside we couldn't see nothing, but inside was a big allergy. So I was very sick. We had to travel with the parents to treat myself, and thanks for everything. I lived. There was also one time I was crossing the road, one car just passed through me, like right here. I felt like that moment of life. These are the moments that we feel that we are really alive. So yes, I've been two times closer to that.
There are so many schools of thought that there's a rebirth, there's reincarnations and all of that. I don't believe in it.
Why?
Well, people have these beliefs based on their religious beliefs and upbringing. And for me, I'm from a Christian background, and my Christianity does not teach me about rebirth, reincarnations and all of that. I grew up to know that once you die, your soul goes to rest, and on the judgment day you respond to God as to how you live your life on earth. So I don't believe in rebirth, reincarnations and all of that.
The soul is reborn. The right answer for that, I don't know. I cannot say if it can. We have souls, of course. I believe that we have souls, but if they can reborn, I'm not sure. I don't know.
For me, good, which is considered moral right, and the beneficials and advantage of doing good or doing bad, while evil, that is considered as extreme immoral doing and wickedness. So for you to know what is good and right, I think it all boils, as an adult, it boils down to your upbringing and your beliefs, basically.
Good and evil, it's a mindset. It's only a matter of a mindset, because there are persons, they think that good, so what is good for them, for us is bad, and what's bad for us, for them is good, or what's good for us, for them is bad. So it's only in the mind, good or bad. But there are some actions, of course. That's why we create law, to put these things, to say what is bad and what's not. But what is bad and what's not, yes, I believe in. There are good things and bad things. But there are people who thinks that they're doing good things, but in reality they're doing bad things. So it's a mindset, and yes, I think it's in the matter of mind. People think, it's just a matter of how people think.
Heaven is where God is, and where the Christians will assemble at the end of the earth, when the world comes to an end. That is my belief as a Christian. And hell is where the wicked, those that are not found just in the sight of God will end. And that is where Satan abode.
Heaven and hell. Heaven and hell is our choices. From our choices, we can decide every time, every minute in our life, we can decide if we want to go to heaven or to hell by our actions. So if you do something bad that you know that's bad, like we see something really bad, the universe will translate to you and will bring hell to you. It's how people will pay you, or the universe, the energies will give you when you do bad things. But when you do good things that will benefit others, so there we can see heaven. Mm-hmm.
The word God and heaven is a manifestation of the mind and the will of God in your life, basically. It all boils down to how you see God, how you perceive Him. We get to understand Him differently because He deals with us, or we follow Him in total different patterns and ways. It still boils down to your upbringing, your experiences in life, and it gives the pathway on how you relate with Him. I mean, no two people can have the same relationship with God.
God, it's on another realm of life. God is our peace for our soul. God heals us without medicine. God heals us without even the products of this world. And high intelligence, of course, there are people who study, they think they know everything, but in reality we don't know nothing. None of us, we can know a little bit, we can know 2% of the things, and we'll feel like we know a lot of things, but we just know a small amount of, we just have a small amount of knowledge. Nobody has high intellect. High intellect belongs to God. God knows everything because He created everything.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So, my own understanding, the universe came to existence by the word of God. He spoke into it and it came to life. And the earth was created and it was void of darkness. And He spoke light, and there was light. And He spoke that there should be a separation with water and land, and there was a separation. And every other thing came into existence by the word of God, except man, whom He created. He created in His image.
God exists. God created everything, but on the process of that thing, we came with the theory of Big Bang, a big explosion of atoms. Of course, God was beyond on every creation. Even Big Bang, it's the work of God. So I believe God created, but on the process of creation, it's Big Bang. God created like on the Big Bang way. God used Big Bang to create the universe.
Yes. In Deuteronomy chapter 3, 30 verse 19, the Bible says, I have now given you the choice between life and death. As a Christian, God has given us the power to choose right or wrong. But yes, we don't fully have that right until we attain a certain age. Okay, coming from a Nigerian background, you don't have the right to choose what you do or what you don't do as a young adult growing up. Your parents get to morally guide you as to the path you go in life. But as you grow older and become an adult, you have the senses that God has given you to choose what is right, what is consciously right, what sits well with your conscience, and what is wrong.
No. Nobody has freedom of choice.
Why?
Because we come to the world and we already found a system. There's a system on everything that man built during the time. So we work during of what we have in our system, because freedom of choice is not possible. Of course, we have jobs that are implemented in our world, but on the system, nobody has free choices. On the real meaning, This is something that
We can control.
you can control that, but there's some other things that we can just not do it. But during the life, of course, you can choose something that's implemented in the system, but out of the system, I don't know if it can work. It can work for people, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if people have that freedom of choice, because sometimes in life we need to choose the things that will benefit us, not only for us but for everybody. Because we are here together, we have to choose things according for everybody. Think about others, to benefit others. So there's no freedom of choice.
Love can be referred to as a very strong feelings for something or someone. It could be platonic, it could be deep affections, but it's basically your feelings for someone or something, how strongly you feel for someone or something.
Do you love your family?
Yes, I do. I'm from a family of 6, which comprises of my parents and my siblings. I have 3 siblings, including my parents, and we are 6. My dad is an engineer. My mom is a seamstress, an entrepreneur, and they are both retired. I'm the first child, a graduate of computer science. I worked in the oil and gas firm for 7 years and left and started my business as a procurement agent and exporter. I procure things from Nigeria and export to almost all countries in the world. And my immediate younger sister is an accountant, a graduate of Caleb's University. She's married with 2 children, and she does private accounting for basically we, her siblings, because the rest of us are all entrepreneurs, and she manages our accounting, our bookkeeping. Then my 3rd sister is she's a graduate of what's it called, hotel management, but she's into leather works. She makes shoes, bags. My bag, my shoes, she made it.
Oh.
Belts, wristwatches, anything leather, she makes them, and she has a store in Dubai where she sells. She also exports for other people, brand in their names and exports them. And my brother is an architect, a graduate of building engineering, currently practicing as an architect, and who has taken over my dad's business as a building contractor. So he manages my dad's company.
We can love, yes. Yes, we have freedom of choice on who we can love. Yes, we can choose to love someone. Yes, we have freedom of. Love is also is a state of emotion when we feel pleased, when we feel the highness, the meaning of everything, or that fire that comes in, that the happiness. It's love. It's love. It's the chemistry on the body just changes and give us a really good feeling. That's love.
My brother and my friend Messi.
Okay, why?
Oh, well, because my brother, I actually see him as a genius. He doesn't spend much time reading to get to know what he's reading about. As much as I would, I may take 20-30 minutes to understand what I'm reading, and he just glances through in 2 minutes and he'll explain to you what you may not understand. It baffles me. And then my friend Messi, right from primary school, she has been of great intelligence, and she seems to have a little knowledge of everything there is you want to know about. She has a little knowledge of them, and sometimes I wonder how come, but she's just blessed like that.
The brightest person from my life, the brightest person in my life. Oh, it's my father. My father is the brightest. He's the brightest. He's the brightest person in my life. Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Because of his mindset, the way that he sees the world, and the way that he explains me the things. So it's just extraordinary. Yes, it's so brilliant.
I've had so many moments like that, but in recent times, I think my happiest moments was in May, sometime in May. Reason being that one of my containers that I shipped to UK was being held by customs for a long time. It left Nigeria in November, and it wasn't released till sometime in May. And when it was released, I was very happy. That was the height, because I had so many people's goods in the container and they were breathing down my neck. They did not understand why custom held the container. I also at the point did not understand why it was held by custom, because I had done all of the paperwork and all the documentations were right. They had no reason to hold it, but it was held for that long. Not to talk of the demurrage I had to pay and all of that. But when it came out, that is my current happiest moment.
It was when I completed my first mixtape. My first mixtape was a collection of songs that I did, and I was very proud of that work that I did. I was, I can really do it. I did a collection of songs that I felt really good about it. Yes, it was super amazing. It was the first time we lost our auntie. It was my auntie. I lost my auntie back in 2007 or 2008, yes, by a car accident. It was a very bad moment for us. It was so sad. It was super deep for us. But we end up, and me as a kid, I was a kid, and for our first experience of that thing of losing someone, it just I use that to put me strong, to get stronger only. So I started seeing life in a different way, so that bad things happen and we should get every time stronger and to fight. And we hope that these type of things don't happen to us, and that we can go in a more natural way. We can die in a more natural way.
Do I? I can't think of anyone currently. Yeah, I do. So, one of the shipping lines I use, Hyperloid. I like to hear what the owner has to say about this.
Why?
Because he fascinates me, how he came to build such an outstanding shipping line single-handedly. That's basically why.
Eternal questions. I would like to hear from a mystic. He's a mystic. He's a mystic from India, and his name is Sadhguru. Sadhguru is a mystic. Yes, I would like to hear from him these eternal questions.
Why?
Because he has a deep understanding of life. He has a deeper understanding of life, the experience and the age. He's an elder person already, and as a mystic also, that he knows the spiritual world and real world real good. So that's why I want to hear from him about these eternal questions.
Okay, yeah, I prefer my country weather. I also prefer the humor in my country, with my country people, you know. In as much as you are faced with hard times sometimes, we get to find something humor about it and laugh over it. But here, there is no reason why anybody should frown, and everybody just has it. Nobody smells. Nobody smells. Even when I smell, it seems like I have something going on in my head. That's how I perceive them. But my country people, they smile a lot. They play. They don't have to know you to smile with you, to play with, to try to interact with you. I'm not so very fluent with my language, but I'll try. Please, you cut that one.
Okay.
Jesus. I can't speak my language. Ará ilé, báwo ni o? Ẹ káàsán, mo ní kí n kí yín o.
Bom dia, mamãe. Bom dia, papá. Estou aqui, fiz uma entrevista agora. Beijos grandes para vocês. Tá tudo bem aqui. Estamos sempre com força. Vos amo muito. Sempre estou aqui firme. E espero que vocês também estejam bem. Qualquer coisa, só mandar uma mensagem. Estou sempre fixe. Vamos aqui. Beijo. Tchau.
Essa minha alma, deixa o coração ouvir tua voz. Me chama pra perto, tô assim Assim eu não me sinto só.